Hello, folks. It is March 1st, 2023. And we are here for the after show to talk about the toughest guys that we knew in the outfit. And I have Adam here with me. Adam?
Hey, Red, how's it going?
Pretty good. Was I on the when I was talking a minute ago? No.
Yeah, we've been on air.
Okay.
I was bringing you in, and then you turned the intro off, so I just figured I'd give you the intro again.
I didn't turn it. Just happened. Anyway, I think I hope everybody hoped. I hope everybody heard the introduction that I spoke. But Matt attacks as Messino. He's talking about Willie Messino, or who the guy they called Wee Willie. Yes, yeah. He was a tough son of a gun. Very well known as a real tough guy. Although he was called Wee Willie because he was short, was allegedly one of the worst that actually existed. Thank you, Matt. Joseph says hi, good day.
Good day to you. Nice to see you, Joseph. Jasper Campese looks like a real mean guy, golf boy.
He was, and he was a tough guy, too. He was a real tough guy. He was a very tough guy. And that's what we're here to talk about, the tough guys. Who was the toughest? It's hard to say because they were all tough. They didn't survive by being going. They had to be tough.
Yeah.
And Russ, you're right.
They were all boxers in their youth. I know Iupa looked like he was a boxer with his nose.
They all. Even Joey Lombardo was a boxer. They were all boxers. In their younger lives, they were all boxers. Tony Spilaccio boxed. Everybody, they were all boxers in their youth.
Boxers,
but that's how they grew up. Tough.
Yeah. Boxers learn how to fight. Baseball, you get to carry the bat, you know. Oh, we're going to a baseball game. Good reason to carry a bat around. Why not, right? What are you doing with the bat, son? Going to play baseball. What do you think we're going to do? Bust up somebody? No, of course not, officer. We wouldn't do that.
We're getting a lot of people here that are naming them for us. Yes, Schweiss was a tough guy. He was a very tough guy. And he had an attitude. I think we showed in some of the tapes where he said, I'm a tough guy to knock down. Nobody knocks me down. But in reality, sometimes he did. Wayne Bach, I never saw Wayne Bach took a beating, ever. Wayne Bach was a big guy. He was huge. Very huge. Big man, tough, a football player for the St. It was the Chicago Cardinals at the time. They had two they played at Wrigley Field and they played at Soldiers Field, I believe, at that time. And then Hallis had to break it up because he had a monopoly on the NFL. He had two teams in Chicago, and that didn't go too well.
Yeah. Frank Schweiss was a tough guy. Outfit boss said. Except
yes, he was.
Except when a tranny beat him up. Actually, it was like 3 or 4.
I believe he was drunk that night.
Wasn't it a group of them, though?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And even though he had somebody driving the car for him, who got out with a baseball bat and everything, the police were there. I watched that personally, and it was so funny. I couldn't believe it. You know, a tough guy like him got beat up by a bunch of drag queens.
Gosh.
But It was what it was. Trace has a comment here that I think is important. Mentally and physically tough guys. They were. It's all about the mentality and the physical. And don't forget, these guys were muscle bound, very muscle bound. Everyone that I saw was. Milwaukee Phil was a very tough guy. He was a real tough guy.
Who are we talking about?
This is interesting.
Who's a tough guy?
I said Milwaukee Phil was a real tough guy, but we have a comment here from. Pardon?
Gotcha.
We have a comment here, Mr. I'm going to mess this one up because it's all together. Hoffmander?
Hoffman FD. Hoffman FD, Mr. Hoffman FD.
Hoffman FD. I remember Wayne Bach beat a guy at a bar on 95th and Oak Lawn. His dress shirt never became untucked during the fight. I don't doubt that one bit. This guy had arms. I mean, like my thighs. I mean, he had huge arms. He was a big man. And Frank used to take him along, control people. So they were working a team.
Wow. You want to hear about this? You want to hear about this Spilatro Brothers thing?
Yes, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. So I've never heard this story before. So long after the murder of the Spilatro brothers, the situation continued to boil in Newton County, Indiana. The location of the burial site, Newton County submitted a bill for $575 to the Spilatro brothers' estates. That was the cost billed to Newton County for transporting the bodies via ambulance to Indiana University Forensic Laboratory in Indianapolis for the autopsy. The estate refused to pay. Newton County Attorney Daniel Blaney wrote to Alan Ackerman, the Chicago criminal attorney who handled the estates, but the county had never received reimbursement for the ambulance fee. As a result, members of the Newton County Sheriff's Office held a fundraiser offering green T-shirts. This is the Newton County Sheriff's Office. A fundraiser offering green T-shirts emblazoned in bold white letters, Spilatro Brothers Fertilizer Company. They were a big hit. No pun intended.
I'll bet they were. But also you said something in your comments there. God. They went to the University of Indiana.
Yes, I heard that.
Autopsy. So they were autopsied twice. Once in Indiana and once in Chicago.
Yeah, I would imagine, but I heard in the original broadcast, the police officers say they're being taken to Indianapolis to Indiana University for autopsy. I remember him saying that they're being transported to the university. So they wanted them, dirty bastards. Yeah, no, I mean, that's, there's a line, you know what I mean, to be drawn. There's a line that you go so far and then you go, all right, that's, far enough.
And I was kind of taken back at that time, and I never really heard that about the T-shirts. At the time, I was really taken back
heard that before, man. And that's out of the book The Enforcer, by the way. If anybody's interested, that is where that was sent to me. Thank you, Don Cheech, for sending that over to me. Yeah, it's in The Enforcer. Who's that book by? Is that William Romer? That's William Romer's book.
Yeah, that's Bill Romer's book.
I need to read that. Hey, I apologize for beating up Frank Schweiss that day. I ruined a perfectly good pair of pantyhose kicking Frank. That's funny, Michael. That's funny.
You're a laugh a minute, buddy.
Got to run in his pantyhose. It's fucking funny, man.
Did you break your high heel? I saw one of them break their high heel. So
bust the heel over Frank's head.
No, he kicked him. He kicked him with the heel.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Michael Graham. Yeah, even Don Cheech is falling over right now. I just sit here and talk this crap, and everybody sits and listens to us sit here and talk about. Oh, unbelievable. What goes on in the outfit is none of my business. Damn right, William
All right,
Kirchmeier.
Kraut. I got
So there's a show run on HBO Max. It's called Barry. I don't know if anybody's watched that. You haven't watched it. You got to watch it. It's called Barry. It's like Dexter, man, but it's like Twisted Dexter. As if Dexter could get twisted. Yeah, it's really good. Both my parents went to Steinmetz High School. My dad used to hang with some of the guys. Mike's Monitors. Yeah, Steinmetz. That's where they all went.
Outfit boss. Here we go. I knew it was coming.
He's the toughest guy in the retirement home. Yeah.
And speaking of that, outfit boss, a lot of people think that Sam DiStefano was a tough guy. He really wasn't a tough guy. He just had around him that they held people. They didn't. He wasn't that tough of a guy. Frank Collada even talked about him. He said when he went to prison, Bushelhead gave him the wrong clothing. He didn't give him the right clothing. And Frank went over to Sam and said, "I'll do it for you later. I'll get you squared away." And he had, I believe Frank said he had compression stockings and other things on, and he wasn't in any shape to fight. He never was. He wasn't that tough guy.
Well, Gianni,
these comments are something else.
Gianni Russo is DiStefano was just mentally unstable.
I agree, 1,000%.
Did you see that latest interview with Gianni Russo, Red?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he said he was the toughest guy in the retirement home. Things get kinky in them old folks' homes, man. He said you wake up in the morning, you'll never know whose teeth are going to be in that glass next to your bed.
Man attack.
Yeah.
Was Lombardo a tough guy? Yes. In his youth, he was a boxer also, and very tough. Very tough. Stout, short. He was built like Frank Collada.
Yeah.
Homan Sanders is laughing at all this. Hi, Homan. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Homan Sanders. Ew.
He liked your teeth joke.
Did you see the pic with him and Jimmy I?
Oh,
I
no.
didn't see the pic with him and Jimmy I. They were in the nursing home, this old man standing there, and this woman next to him, she said, "I'll bet you if I reach up underneath of your robe there and I feel your, I bet you just by feeling them, I can tell you how old you are." And he said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, I'll bet you your pudding tonight at dinner that I could guess your age." And he said, "Go ahead." So she reached up in there and she felt around for a couple of minutes. And she said to him, "You're 86 and a half years old." And he said, "Oh my." He said, "You're right." She said, "I get your pudding." He said, "How'd you know that?" She said, "You told me yesterday."
A
All
cheap
right.
feel, that's all.
Red, did you know a guy named John Quarters Boyle?
No, I did not.
No. What
I'm
about
sorry,
this
I did not.
Frank Erlane? Apparently, bootleggers paid high to stay out of town. Frank Erlane? Never
I knew
heard?
nothing about it, Ross. I'm sorry.
Red was
I think
tougher.
that was before my time.
You were tougher than a $2 steak.
I wasn't really what they call a tough guy, but I did get crazy every now and then.
Every farmer in the country knows every inch of his field. Very true. I'm surprised Tony and Michael's bodies weren't found even sooner. Worst place to bury them ever. Yeah, it was 1 week after the bodies were buried. The farmer noticed not that the ground was
just
disturbed.
planted corn. He just planted corn.
He noticed the corn wasn't growing in that little area where they dug. There was no corn growing. And the more he looked at it, he thought, somebody dug on this. Must be
He thought it was a poacher. He thought it was a poacher. He killed a deer.
Tom Peroni, DiStefano had a lake house in Williams Bay, Wisconsin, right next to my wife's grandfather's lake house. Interesting. Don of all Dons, how are you, good fella? That's sick. Kissy cat. I don't know what you're talking about, but it had to have been on the channel, and that's good. That means that you're following along. William Kirchmayer, me, Adam, me and Mrs. Crowder possibly coming to Vegas early May for my first ship's reunion. William Kirchmayer, you better come out here, Crowd. I want to meet you, and I want to get a video with you, and bring all of your shipmates with you. All the seamen. He was a seaman at one point in time. I used to be a seaman, Brett. I think at one point we were all seamen. Great, my man, coming off 3 weeks of COVID. Good to hear. Mr. Hoffman, FD, quarter boils worked for Illinois Tollway, and he had a habit of picking up fallen quarters from the toll baskets. Ooh, didn't I hear about this guy? Had like stolen millions in quarters from the Tollway or something? Like he was taking like a handful every day of quarters home or something. It turned out to be millions or something in quarters, right?
I didn't know, but I heard about
What is that story? No, I've heard that story. The guy in the Illinois.
It was in the 90s.
Toll road. What would you call it? Burglary? Not really a burglary. It's not a robbery. It was like a scam. Theft. Quarters. Okay. $182,000. This is in 2001. The man who stole the Tollway's daily collection of nickels, dimes, and quarters, George Shav, 50th Cicero. Figure that.
Right.
Cicero worked in the main coin counting room in Downers Grove when the Tollway noticed the daily take from the system was less than expected. Between spring of 99 and spring of 2000, he had 1 year. In 1 year's time, he stole that much money. 4-year prison. That's not the one I don't think that I'm thinking of. Anyway, if you guys know, put it in the comments.
Pocket full of change.
Rocky and Fleece was a pretty tough guy. World War II paratrooper.
Well,
Rocky and Fleece.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad you're doing better, Don. Didn't know. Don got the COVID for a minute, huh? Glad to see you're feeling better, Don. 3 weeks. That's how long I had it for the first time. Used sailboats with her grandfather. Used sailboats with P.K. Wrigley. I'm guessing he had something to do with Wrigley Field. He gained his name, John Boyle, from stealing quarters from the Illinois Tollway system. I got to look this up. Let me just start that.
Was after I was gone. I was gone in '88, so.
The dirt was too hard to dig, so they got lazy and dug the already tilled land that didn't belong to Accardo. I thought it was Iupa's land that they were supposed to be on, but it was the wrong.
It was Iupa's,
a mile and a half from Iupa's land. But yeah, it was hard. Tree roots.
Well, they owned Hunt Club at one time. That was the Hunt Club, but he got rid of it and went down the road because it was too hot. Too many people were surveying them there. Everybody knew about it, so they moved it, or he moved it.
So Robert said the ones that made are semen. The ones that didn't were swallowed. I said to her, do you spit or swallow? She said, I gargle. I said, let's go out, baby. So that all those semen looking for eggs, not Denny's. Okay, you guys are getting really bad. Don gets soon well, compare. The Great Tollway Skim. Is that what it was called, Matt Attack? The Great Tollway Skim. We were all 7, Adam. That you came in first is the question for the ages.
He means semen.
You came in first is the question for the ages. Oh, Yeah, that I came in first out of millions. I know. It's crazy to think that. Really? I'm the fastest one? Are you fucking kidding me? All right. So did Frank C ever lose to anyone in a fist fight that you know of? Tim Peroni, Frank Collada, yeah, Louis Ebele. Didn't he get his ass kicked from Louis Ebele with that, and he went
Oh
back with
yeah,
the gun?
yeah. There were others too. There were others too.
It was outside of the bar though. He was going underneath the car because he was starting to kick him, and he was I tripped over the curb or something on his way out, or he was under the car. Maybe the curb thing was with
No,
Pete
Frank
Bates.
didn't lose that fight at Spanky's. At Spanky's, Frank didn't lose that fight. Ebele did, and he actually struck Ebele, and so then they had a sit down at Joey's backyard, Joey Lombardo's, and he brought him back in. And before anything could be said to quiet things down, Frank pops off and hits Louis Ebele and gets the worst of him. And he's down on top of him, straddling him, bang, bang, left and right. And Joey Lombardo goes over. In Chicago, we had around flower beds, they had bricks. And he goes over and picks up a brick and gives it to Louis Ebele. And he smacked him in the face and knocked him out. And so, or in the head, knocked him out. And he just left after that. Louis Ebele did. And Frank told Joey Lombardo, "Why'd you do that to me?" And he said, "He's a made guy. You can't hit a made guy. You're lucky it was me that he came to, because Ayupa was out of town. If he'd have gone to Ayupa, he'd have given the okay to whack you. And it would have been somebody else that would have come and killed you."
Wow. That's
But he did lose that fight. Wasn't a fair fight.
Transported and stole quarters and other coins for the Illinois Tollway. Yeah, I got to look this guy up, man. This is crazy. John Quarters Boyle. No kidding. Unbelievable, man.
I heard about that, but I wasn't there for it.
You're going to do it, man. That's the way to do it. I mean, that's the way to do it. You can skim, a pocket full of quarters every single day. I mean, even if it's $50 in quarters, right? 2 pocketfuls, $50 a day.
Oh, it adds up. It adds up.
Oh my God, man. You're talking about, you could be skimming 15, 20,000
I dealt in quarters. I can tell you what, it adds up. It really
easily.
Does.
Yeah, easily.
You can have $20, $30 in each pocket.
I'm going to say this wrong. Does anyone know anything about Big Sam Areola? Areola, part of the Grand Avenue crew, shylocking, coffee shop, restaurant, supplies. Anybody knows? Put that in the comments for George Wilson.
I did not
please.
know. He might have been part of the crew. I don't remember his name, but there were so many people that I didn't know. There was a big crew. It's a very big crew.
Not to mention the batteries. The night of the Spilatro's burial, the batteries in the cars died, and they had to call for rides from the farm field. Was it Al Pilato that had to walk 2 miles to go to a payphone to ask his wife to come?
Taco.
El Taco. Why do I get Pilato and Taco mixed up? Taco and Burrito, I could understand mixing those two guys up, but Taco and Pilato, I don't.
He actually called his wife, and it was on wiretap. The FBI had it wiretapped, and it was talking about everything. So they actually knew in 1986 who actually was involved. They didn't know everybody, but they knew that, how they were taken there, whatever. They knew that through the wiretaps. Mm-hmm. Later, Carlisi and Taco, all those went, but Taco was the worst one. His wife testified in court to that happening. Yeah. And the only reason they had him on income tax evasion, and like most of them, 90% were income tax evasion. Yeah. But she actually testified against her husband because she didn't want to go to jail.
Right.
And she went into witness protection.
So he stole, this is back to John Quarters Boyle. He stole from the Tollway Commission that steals from the people. Yeah, he did. He stole from, all right, so here we go. Big tuna, let's justify it. The big Tollway Commission is stealing from the people. They're taking what do they take now? 80 cents? They used to take 35 cents. I remember because it used to be a quarter and a dime. Then it was 40 cents because it was a quarter, dime, and a nickel you had to throw. You had to have exact because that thing didn't give you the change back. That basket, that big yellow basket with attached there, or your white basket on the orange thing that was attached.
Right.
You threw, yeah. You ever throw the money in and it didn't go through? Oh, fuck. And you know what sucks? So I'm a magician. So, you got like these, I shouldn't say this, but, sometimes you got like these special coins and they're really
like
expensive.
I had made coins.
No. These are magic coins. They're for magic tricks. Okay. These things they do different things, but they look and feel and act just like a regular coin, but they are special. And so a quarter could end up costing you $40. So you imagine being a magician and you throw a $40 quarter into one of those machines, you feel your heart sink because you're not getting it back ever. It's gone. It's gone. And then it jams up and it doesn't even register and you got to throw another quarter in there on top of it. Oh, the pain. You have no idea the pain.
Many times I reached in my pocket and there were nickels and dimes that went in there. I overpaid. That was before they had to pass.
They're $1.50 now. That is crazy. You see what? And now the tollway says, "Oh, well, we're going to give you the iPass, and you can just run through, throw the quarters in, and now nobody can steal it. Now you have to. Well, I shouldn't say that. You got to work in the office and be working on the books now to steal the money. You see? Do you think the hit on was sanctioned? They both were court case about union. They were both in court cases about the union. Pilato called Accardo boss in front of the police in a joking way, supposedly. What do you know about that?
Do I think the hit on Pilato was sanctioned? No, I don't think it was. They bungled it, and the people that actually did attempt the hit were actually brought into court. And Pilato had him. I guess at the time he said, "Let him go." Just I don't know anything about it, or let him go. And then later on, they were clipped. Both of them were clipped. It was a real boy. It was bad. It was really bad. It was a amateur night. If it was ever anything, it was amateur night when they actually did that. That Pilato hit. Thank you, South Florida. What? How do I say this?
So fly. I'm a flight risk.
So yeah. Okay, buddy. Thank you for your comment.
I'm a flight risk. So fly. I'm a flight risk. That's
yes.
He's fly, man. I mean, he is so fly. He is a flight risk. You know what I'm saying, Red? This guy is a fly. I mean, fly. You look up fly in the dictionary. This dude right there with the goatee and the nose, he's sitting there. All right, so you get a discount with the iPass, Mad Attack, but it's still bullshit. No, Mr. Hoffman, FD, I remember the 10 cents each axle sign on with a neon arrow pointing toward the basket, a neon arrow, and the pavement washboards on approach. Yeah. Pavement washboards? What is he talking about, Red? Is he talking about on the sides of the toll booths? They were...
Yes.
Wow. With a flashing neon light, huh?
Yes, and they were yellow lights.
I don't remember that. I think I remember those as a kid.
This is back in the 60s, but it was 10 cents an axle. So it was actually 20 cents. It wasn't even a quarter yet. I remember it too.
Really? 10 cents an axle. The neon flashing sign. Man.
Thank you, Jane Weaver.
I remember an arrow kid.
Thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it, buddy. Super sticker. Thank you very much.
Jane Weaver, that's nice of you. Very nice.
Rumble strips. He says traps to slow you down. Yeah, they slow you down, all right.
Oh yeah, the brrr, 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 as you were approaching. I remember those now. Oh, that's what he meant. Washboards. Brrr, yeah.
I was
Brrr.
going to.
Slow you down. It woke your ass up, letting you know, hey, if you're asleep, you need to wake up because you're about to run into a toll booth with probably a person.
It slowed you down if you had your foot off the gas. I was on my Harley one time, and I was going through a toll booth. I was getting to, and it just started to rain. And anybody knows that right by there, the toll booths, there was usually a little bit of oil slick in the middle because cars used to sit in line and wait to go through. So you had that black thing in the center. And so I stood up on my pegs on the side, and I had my damper tightened down on the bike. And I was reaching in my pocket, my front pocket, to get some change. And I dropped it down. I laid it down on the side and slid under the bar of the toll, that gate that comes down. I slid underneath there sideways, and I went all the way through the booth. The guy in the booth came out and he helped me pick up my bike. It was a big Harley. And it was an FLH, full dress hog. But at any rate, it was 20 cents at that time. It was 20 cents to go through there. That was a long time ago.
FDH, huh? Full dressed hog.
Yes, it was. FLH. FLH is a brand like XLCH is a smaller bike. FLH is a full hog.
Huh. Kissy Cat. I used to give books to the toll workers. They loved it. What was the book?
I don't doubt it.
How to count to 40 cents.
They had a boring job. They used to sit there. If it wasn't rush hour, they used to sit there and read.
Read books at night too. Yeah. Read books. No, that's nice. You gotta do that kind of thing. Gianni Russo whacked Sonny Corleone at a toll booth. Damn right he did. I saw that in the movie. He did. Gianni Russo whacked Sonny Corleone at a toll booth. Fucking A, luminous grin. See,
and leave it to afterwards after he's dead.
But leave it to Luminous Grin to point that out. Yes.
Announcement for all you Chicagoans here. If you didn't notice it, Lori Lightfoot conceded on the runoff. Lori Lightfoot conceded on the runoff, and she will not be your next mayor of the city.
Yeah. No more Lori Light. There's two white guys doing the runoff now. So now it's
Johnson
racing.
And one of the other guys who's an alderman will be doing the runoff in March or April, excuse me, April. So
John Cooley Jr. Thank goodness. Thank God, Mad Attack. Yes, Beetlejuice. Don't do it again. Don't say it 3 times, Bobby. What the hell's the matter with you? Crazy? Are you out of your freaking mind? He's going to say it a 3rd time? Oh, my God. The people of Chicago, they will come to Vegas and they will burn us to the ground, dude, if you say that a 3rd time.
Adam and I have jokes between us, and if there's somebody we really don't want to meet again or talk about, or we haven't heard from them in a long time, he'll say, "Don't say the name 3 times."
That's right. That's right. One of them starts with a D.
Yes, it does.
We'll leave it at that. Whenever I used to pay a toll, I would give the toll attendant the money and say, "Buy yourself something nice. Here's your 35 cents. Buy something. Don't spend it everywhere all at once." I mean, don't spend it all at the same place. Don't spend it everywhere all at once. That's because I watched that movie, Everywhere All at Once at the same time. Crazy movie. All happened at the same time right there in one. Anyway.
It's an old movie out of the 70s, and I think the name of it was it was with Rourke, and it was a mob movie. Matter of fact, I think it was like the second one I ever saw.
Right.
But anyway, he is the guy, a $5 bill when you go through a toll booth, and he say, "What the heck?" He said, "This guy's just he's he's bored, does it nothing. When he lost at the races, they run away to the racetrack. On the way home, he gave him exact change, and he said, "What's the matter? How come you didn't give a tip?" And he says, "He works for his money. He gets paid." But there are people that did tip. They give him a dollar bill or something like that and just keep on going.
Oh, nothing will really change in Chicago with a new mayor. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss.
Well, you really have a problem there because you still have the same alderman. You still have the same Cook County board. So what difference is the mayor going to do? I mean, that's kind of like having a president and saying the president is going to change everything. No, Congress, the Senate, other people are going to change things.
Yeah.
So much for politics.
Richard Daley, where are you? Chicago needs you back. Ain't that the damn truth?
Senior, they need back. They don't need junior back.
Right? Yeah. The toll workers had an emergency phone direct to the state police if someone crashed the gate. It was outside the booth, but they could grab it in a hurry. Whoa.
Yeah, you can reach around and grab it.
When Daley was there, you had a Republican governor with 2 Democrats. Everything went to hell. Okay. So Vallis is a Daley guy. Vallis. Oh, who's Vallis? Vallis is winning right now. Whoever Vallis is. I guess it's one of the 2 guys in the runoff.
Yeah.
Paul Vallis. Thank you, Mars Attacks.
One was Johnson. The other one's name is Vallis.
Okay. How can anyone do worse than Beetlejuice? I don't know, Big Tuna, and I think you're there if I'm not mistaken. So
you got my vote. Yeah. You got my vote there, guy. Nobody could.
The mayor of Chicago is the most powerful politician in the state of Illinois. I'm going to guess that the mayor's up there.
They tell the gov to do.
So more powerful than the governor, according to Matt Attack. So look at everybody in Chicago. I mean, everybody's right there in Chicago. So you got the mayor with all those millions of people right in that city going, what do you want, me to tell the people, to vote for you?
Things are changing now because I talk to a lot of different people that live in Darien, Illinois, or they live in Kankakee or Peoria. Sure. We even have some viewers here that are from, south of Chicago. They used to live in Chicago, but they left.
Yeah. Yeah. Why stay? I mean, who wants to live in, shithole? How tough was Jackie Cerrone? Tim Peroni keeps asking.
Tim, I really don't know. He didn't have a reputation for being a tough guy. He had a reputation for being a cardo's driver and like a fill-in man to do anything as a boss. As a younger man, I really don't know that much about Jackie Cerrone. It would have to go back to like the 42 gang or something like that. And I really don't know that much. I'm sorry, Tim. I can't answer your question better than I did.
So Johnson's problem is he wants to defund.
Johnson is running for mayor.
Yeah,
he wants to put psychologists and everything out there in the community rather than police.
Yeah, Little Daley screwed Chicago. Remember the Skyway deal to China? Remember the street parking machines? Yeah. Tim Hunt, I saw a state cop pick up change on the ground and throw it in and then busted me for going through the green.
Wow, Tim, you really got screwed.
He was so tough. He always ordered broken leg of lamb at the restaurants.
Wow.
So
that's
tough.
What I call rough. That's rugged. That's rugged. I want leg of lamb, broken leg of lamb.
Wow.
One of my favorite jokes to Adam when he says, "Give me a break." And I say, "Arm or leg?"
Yeah. My family left Chicago in the 80s. They saw the writing on the wall. Yeah. In the 80s.
So did I. So did I.
That was about the time that it was starting to go to, starting to really change. Kyle Borelli. Kyle Borelli. Sorry,
How you
Borelli.
doing, Kyle?
Long-time listener. Have you guys ever been told by a present-day mob guy to watch it about any of your episodes of this show or mob vlog? Kyle?
Never, Kyle.
Nobody's ever called me and said, "Hey, what are you doing talking about this or that?" Now, I've kindly had people ask me, "Hey, you made a thumbnail and, you took a person who's dead and you made fun of him in the thumbnail by, dressing him up funnier, maybe that's a little disrespectful. Do you think you might not want to, And I've looked at things like that and I've been like, you know what? People still have families and whatnot, and I get it. So yeah, I try and be as respectful as I can. Even when we talk about people that did heinous shit, you still have to be somewhat, I don't know, respectful to people that were related to them. Some people don't have the choice of being a daughter, a niece, a nephew, a granddaughter, a grandson, a cousin. They don't have the choice. They're just kind of born into the family and got the name, and they, so you want to be respectful, I suppose. I hope that answers that, Kyle.
Yesterday,
what about you, Red? You ever been threatened?
Monday, Kyle, I went out of the box and I did something that I've never done before. I named Albie Vienna as the shooter in Dorfman with Frank Schweiss. And I've never done that before. But I figured, what the heck? Jimmy I's dead, and Albie's not going anywhere. He's not reaching out for anybody. If he does reach out for me, he does so much.
The Chicago politicians. Chicago politicians are the new mafia. Damn right. No kidding. Kyle, you're welcome. I'm glad that you're enjoying the show, and yeah, we try and be respectful. Like I said, it's about having fun. It's about rehashing some history, learning something new, arguing over some opinions, discussing facts.
Now, if it had been,
that's what we do.
If LB died, I wouldn't bring him to talk about all the murders he's committed. I wouldn't have done it. It's just something that I did off the cuff. So I'm sorry.
So, Bill Crowley left Chicago in the 70s, moved to Cicero. That's just like moving from Chicago to Chicago. Oh, sorry, you broke up, Red. What'd you say?
We got lightning here. Something happened where we went out.
Okay. So yeah, be sure to hit the like button, guys. If you're just coming in, if you have a first time here, hit the subscribe button at the bottom and check out Red's channel. Always talking about the Chicago outfit, his experience with it. He wrote the book, Nobody Cares, and what I did about it. And you can get yourself a copy at redwemet.com. It's right down there at the bottom of the screen, scrolling across. So, but be sure to hit that like button, get yourself a copy. Red will autograph it for you, personalize it for you. He'll get you a copy for your mom. He'll get you a copy for your kids. He'll get you a copy for your grandkids. He'll even autograph you a copy for a grandparent, alive or dead. Doesn't matter. Red will do it.
What an advertisement, man.
What the hell, man?
For those of you that don't know,
sell books. What's the deal here? What are we here for?
The dead and buried. Buy him a book. I'd never heard that one before. They're asking different people questions. I have to.
Did you have a sister named Kathy?
No.
Kathy Wimet?
No, I had a sister named Louise. Louise.
Oh, no, he's asking Bill Crawley if he had a sister named Kathy Crawley. I don't know if I would date Kathy Crawley. If there was a Kathy Crawley, I'd be like, Kathy Crawley? I don't know. Maybe though, maybe. Tim Hunt.
Chronic Smoke says he uses cursive writing.
He uses cursive writing if they're dead. Yeah. He won't print.
Smoke, I use cursive writing anyway. I do sign it cursive.
Dead or alive, he'll use cursive writing, Chronic Smoke. Either way. Yep. Sorry, Bob and Bag of Donuts. Only 20 likes? Come on, guys. Hit the like button. There's 96 of you in here. Hit the like button, damn it.
I guess people don't love me today. It's one of those kind of things where people are saying,
If you're just coming in here, seriously, you're just coming in here, be sure to subscribe and check out Red's channel. He has a whole list of bedtime stories, and then he has a whole list of live videos and whatnot. So Tim Hunt.
Monday I do a live show, guys, at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock Monday, I do a live show.
4 o'clock Central Time. Central Time.
That's correct. Chicago time.
Yes. So Tim Hunt. I was born at Holy Cross Cemetery in '63, and then we moved out to the western suburbs.
That's about a lot of people did, Tim. A lot of people did.
Ooh, Michael Graham, the Crawley Flowers Florist Shop. The Crawley Flowers. You want to get some Crawley flowers? Crawley Flowers Florist Shop. All right, never mind. Bad idea. Michael, it's out. Been decided. Done. So Don Ciccio, Red, keep an eye out. You got bad weather heading your way. You got bad weather.
Here. It's here already. It's really bad.
Red. When somebody tells you got bad weather heading your way, that means somebody's on their way. Take your ass out. That's what that's. That's Don Ciccio telling you got bad weather on your way. It's heading your way.
Okay, Don. If it's coming, I'm going to be here.
I'm just fucking with the drugs are wearing off, Fred. So I'm just.
Now, Tim has asked this question a couple times here. We'll see if we can get to you, Tim.
Tim Steffs, Ant versus the German. Who wins? Let's throw Tony and Schweiss into a room with a chainsaw. Who's going to come out on top?
Schweiss.
Ooh, really?
He did. He did. When he killed Seifert. I mean, no way. Tony was a little guy. Schweiss was a big guy. I mean, in size-wise, stature-wise, there was no comparison. And Tony was in a lot worse shape. Frank was in better shape, even in their younger years. That's a fact.
Shit. Are you serious? I'm going to have to go back and look at this now. Oh, my God. Tim Hunt. I was born at Holy Cross Hospital in '63. Hey, Red, did I say I was born at Holy Cross Cemetery in 1963? Is that how I read that earlier? I must have read it earlier.
I don't know.
Said, now Adam has people being born in Holy Cross Cemetery as opposed to Holy Cross. Look, I was born in Calumet City, and we have Holy Cross Cemetery there. So when I saw Holy Cross, I just filled cemetery instead of hospital. I'm sorry. We got people being born in cemeteries over here on Red's channel. But you know what? I'll bet you it's happened. I'll bet you anything. Somewhere in time, somebody was born in a cemetery. Some woman had to have gone into labor during a funeral. Had to happen. And they were like, get out. We're giving birth right here in the cemetery. The exact opposite. Where are you born? Holy Cross Cemetery. Where are you going to be buried? Holy Cross Cemetery. Going in or out right where I came in. Had to happen, Red.
They're talking about drivers here. And Tim Hunt said, tell him it's called a wheelman, like Frank Collada called his papa, a wheelman. That is a slang term that they did call them. They didn't call them drivers. They called them wheelmen. Later on, the news called them drivers.
Like I thought a getaway driver was a wheelman. But if you had a personal like guy that took you around, he was your driver.
That's what I thought too.
A crew of guys, he was your wheelman. You know, was on the crew. You know,
if so he was a getaway driver, he was a wheelman.
No. Joe the Pig Nutella was a driver for Sam Giancana. He wasn't Sam's wheelman. I don't know. I mean, maybe he was.
I agree,
Are,
Adam. 1,000%.
yeah. Red, the older outfit guys. Who really was the last of the old guard?
He's alive. The old guard. I think the last of the old guard was really in '92 when Tony Accardo died. That was really the old guard.
Yeah.
And things kind of fell apart after that completely.
Okay.
After '92, it just went all over the place.
All right. So let's get serious, Red. If Carmine didn't leave,
Jim Jagger threw in a comment here that Jim,
Sammy Sokola sold his house for $5 million.
If you don't know who Sammy Sokola is, I knew Sammy way back in the day. He had some porn shops and adult bookstores on Manheim Road in Chicago. And for the last, I don't know, 2 decades or so, he's been running the Admiral Theater. And maybe he passed that off to somebody else now. But it went down from, it was with Pat Ricciardi. And then when Schweiss murdered Pat Ricciardi, somebody else came in. I forget who it was. But originally it belonged to Milwaukee Phil, and Schweiss built it for him. And that's going way, way back in the 60s.
Mr. Hoffman, FD. It's not fire department. It's funeral director, FD. Mr. Hoffman, FD. I'm a Chicago funeral director and know all the cemeteries. The biggest one is Cook County Forest Preserves. Isn't that the
Could
truth,
be.
Huh?
It could be.
Yeah.
Jim Magnifici, I got a kick out of this.
Driving Miss
Daisy.
Better than Wheeling Miss Daisy.
You got that right.
Driving Miss Daisy sounds better than Wheeling Miss Daisy, but it doesn't sound better than riding Miss Daisy.
No.
All right.
Did Chucky Nicoletti have a driver? Allegedly, only allegedly, I don't know this for sure, James Files or Jimmy Sutton said he was Chucky Nicoletti's driver or wheelman.
Gotcha.
That's what he says. Is it documented anywhere? I don't know.
Right. So Thomas Ruan, how much money did Tony and Michael leave to their families?
Not very much. Most of it was taken. I know in Tony's case, most of it was taken by the IRS. He owed the Internal Revenue Service a ton of money, and he owned some land out by the off the strip down the road. They seized that too. They seized everything. His wife lost the house. She went. They even wound up losing the home in Oak Park, Tony and Michael's home. They had duplexes.
Yeah, the one right next to it. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
They both lost those. So there wasn't much money left. There wasn't a lot of cash on hand. Whatever there was, I think they went through it in like 2 or 3 years. That's a guess on my part.
Kyle, do you know any of the other hunters in the group or just the boss? What hunting club was he in?
I have no idea. I think you're the only hunt club that I ever knew about was Joey Ayupa's hunt club, and that was in Indiana. I know of no others. So, and that's what it was called, the Hunt Fish and Game. I think it was called Hunt Club.
Gotcha.
And that's the only one I know about.
Lots of problems are buried in Cook County Forest Preserves.
I would imagine so, just like Cal Sag, the Cal Sag Bridge and the Cal Sag there. A lot of bodies and cars went in there together.
Only river that'll start on fire.
Not anymore. They fixed it. Thank goodness.
George Wilson, a good wheelman, knows where they are going, never reveals his name, and don't want your name. Always on time, motor running, doors open. Your crew has to be ready. Go, good driver. Don't wait for anyone.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's off of 4552 south of Kankakee on SR 330. I don't know what.
Don Cheech, tell us what it is. Make another comment. Tell us what it is. What is that?
No, I think that's what he's asking of. Do you know where the other hunting club was? This where the hunt club was?
I never know about that one.
Thatcher Woods, John Cooley Jr.
Oh, Thatcher Woods. Yes, that's Cook County Forest Preserves. Thatcher Woods, man.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, Red.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? It's been a fun day today.
I think it has. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I definitely want to thank all of you for the love and time. And Adam, I want to thank you for the one to see you anyway here. It's been some time. They get Adamitis. They miss you.
It was only just 1 week. 1 week.
Thank you.
I had to work. I had a tour. I had to work. You know that thing called work? Red doesn't know what work is anymore. Red.
Thank you, one and all. And it's Red going out.
A combination of the videotapes and Ouimette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweiz, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, my reputation precedes me, son.